And we are live. Hey guys, I'm Wolfie, and today we are gonna talk about some Brock Purdy, some Ricky Pearsall today. We're gonna look at some mock drafts and see what they got for the 49ers picking at number 11, because that's what we're set at pretty much. And then we're gonna hear some words about what Baldy has to say about Brock Purdy, which I thought was really interesting. I like that dude for some reason just does not like Brock Purdy, I don't think, and is doing everything in his power to. Like, I don't know if he's worked for the organization, trying to get his contract down or something. We'll jump into that. And then, of course, talk about Saquon Barkley quitting, not quitting, that's a terrible word, but not playing against the Giants. We'll get into that. And, of course, before we jump into all the subjects of all that kind of great conversating stuff that we usually, get into, we got formerly known as 49ers Report, I think it's for Sports. Hi, Niner Gang. Help it. Sound shows some love. That's what I see. Capers capping cap. Cappers capping cap. God, I get that so confused. It's so crazy. All right. I also want 134. I gotta get revenge, man. Gotta get your revenge. Lady Gaga style. I want my revenge. Yeah, don't want to go there. Anyway, we're brought to you by water. Because without water, I don't exist. You don't exist. We don't exist. It's good for your skin. See, look at this shine on my face right here. No filter. No filter. All because of water. Cleans your organs. It's good for you. Drink a cup of water a day at least. I know some of you all out there are not doing that. Make sure you go out there and do it. We're sponsored by water. We love water. I love water. So go out there and get yourself some water today. All right. Let's jump into the big thing, which is obviously the Jake. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself way too much here. I need to slow down. Slow down. Slow down. All right, so the amount of hours I'm allowed to have on this StreamYard that I'm using, I'm only supposed to allow like 20 hours a month. So, and apparently I've been streaming a lot more than usual, and so it doesn't renew itself until January 15th. So we're going to try and keep these lives a little bit shorter than an hour, try by 30 minutes, between 30 minutes and 45 minutes, try to keep between there. See if we can stretch it out to there, and also try to keep the Wolfie and Poggy show about an hour. So I got about 5.5 hours left of stream time. So we're going to try and make this work the best way we can. So we're trying to get through all the subjects, have a conversation, do what we can, and try to keep it around 30 to 45 minutes. All right. Papa J in the house, best mod in the world. Appreciate you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Water. Yeah, we like water. Cows. Yeah, we're showing some love. That's what I like to see. Yeah, man, he had to get revenge. He had to get some revenge on that freaking Lions, bruh. On the freaking Lions. 49 Brian in the house. What up, what up, what up? Hope you guys are good. Hope your New Year's is fantastic. Hope it started off really well, So let's go ahead and jump into the subjects we got. Let's go ahead and talk about real quick the big one, which is obviously Jake Moody. I've made a couple videos about it already. I've already in the live watching the game already bitched and complained about him. But afterwards, man, do I still feel the same way? Yes, I do. Jake Moody's got to go, man. He is a problem. There's actually somebody in the comment section I actually saw in one of my videos saying, actually, Moody is a great kicker, and I think you guys should give him another chance. Like, saying it's not his fault, it's ankles and injury. Hey, if he turns out to be a great kicker, that guy can stand on something, because he's the only person in the world who's a Jake Moody apologist or a Jake Moody freaking fan. That's absolutely wild to me. So Jake Moody needs to go. I don't like Jake Moody. He's gone. I'm sorry, but he's got to go somewhere else. He's got to take his talent somewhere else. If he turns out to be a phenomenal kicker somewhere else, guess what? Nobody will have a leg to stand on. No one can say anything, because all of us agree that he's got to go. And I don't care what potential he has. I don't care about the talent that he has. He doesn't have it here. And everyone knows that once you lose kind of confidence with the team, it's time to move on. And in this situation, it's time to move on. Okay. There is no other reality here. There is no other side of the coin to look at and say, hey, this guy just deserves a chance or something like that. No, he cost us that game against the Lions. The more I slept on it, he 100% is the reason why we lost that game. Okay. When you miss kicks like that, it alters how you approach a drive, what you need to do in a drive and stuff. If we were up 34-31, everything would have changed for the drive. Brock Purdy, I'm not saying like Brock Purdy's interception is like, forgivable or whatever, because that first one he did. But like, if you have that kind of momentum, if you have that, okay, I can count my kicker to score on this. I can count on, like, if you have that kind of confidence, it changes the vibe of everything. Missing a kick can kill momentum even for the offense. And that's what I feel like happened. If Jake Moody just made some sort of kick and actually made some kind of plays, leaving 7 points off the board when we lose by 6 points is unforgivable in so many ways. If he wants to go be somewhere else, then he needs to go, and he thinks he still has this talent. He needs to take that talent somewhere else. It's not here. He's got to go. Richard Sherman's right, man. Like, you can't just be soft about it. You can't be soft about this in particular, especially when he has literally cost us games. Thankfully, this didn't cost us a playoff spot, right? Like, thankfully, this was practically a meaningless game. Thankfully, because his San Francisco fans everywhere would be calling for his head, dude, all over the place if he ended up doing this and cost us this game and cost us playoffs. So, and you could argue he cost us the Super Bowl. Like, seriously, think about it. We went into overtime. He missed an extra point. That we lost. You could argue we lost because of Jake Moody. I'm not going to put it all on him, but you can make the argument because that 1 point made a difference. I don't care about the third round pick. You're willing to move off running backs. You're willing to move off the tight end. You're willing to move off a corner after 2 years. It's time to move off the kicker, okay? And never, ever, 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 ever draft a kicker again unless the 6th or 7th round are undrafted. That's fine. If you planned on drafting a kicker in the 3rd or 4th round and he turns out to be a phenomenal and you didn't do it, so be it. You had to learn a lesson here by not doing it. Let someone else make that mistake. Let someone else take that gamble, take that chance. Okay? And if he turns out to be the next thing of Justin Tucker, that is a gamble they can take. We cannot take that gamble. All right? And we're not going to hold it against you either. Nobody's going to think to themselves, man, we really need a kicker after Jake Moody, so you really should use that 3rd or 4th round draft pick. No one's going to think that. It's time to move on, time to learn from your lessons. And I never want to see a kicker drafted again, because Moody was solid in college. Moody was amazing in college. He was clutch. He was great. But then you draft him and everything changed. It could happen for the next kicker you draft in the 4th round. Maybe another team, like I said, takes a chance on him and it works out for them. But they have that card, that ability to draft and gamble because they haven't taken that chance yet. But we have. And the card's already been played and we lost. So time to move on from Jake Moody, and that's how I feel about it. Got some questions here, some comments as well, and we'll jump to the rest of it. What up? Hey, we're showing some love. That's what I like to see. Yep, he's done. What up, homie? I wanted him gone last year, and Ronnie Bell. Ronnie Bell, I didn't think Ronnie Bell was – I believed I was one of the Ronnie Bell stands in the offseason thinking like, okay, he has potential. He had a rookie season. Probably wasn't fantastic. He did score a touchdown, but my God, this year, dude, did he have just the worst season imaginable. He's the reason we lost to the Rams. I mean, that drop was brutal. He had 2 brutal drops in that game. One was a clutch one. One was on 3rd down prior to that, so we lost the drive. Ronnie Bell had one of the worst seasons known to man. I'm surprised he's on the practice squad. I'm not going to lie to you. So that's one thing I was wrong about, man, Ronnie Bell. I thought he should stay on the squad. I thought he should be the 7th wide receiver. I thought he should be given a chance. And the dude can do everything right. Ronnie Bell can run routes. He can block. He can do those things. He can literally do everything excellent except for catch the ball, which, is the number one thing a wide receiver needs to do. Doesn't matter how good you are at routes. Doesn't matter how good you are at blocking. If you can't do that one thing, it does not matter. So sad for that. But I didn't want Moody gone. I thought Moody deserved another chance this year, see if he got better because that was a rookie season. It wasn't great by no means, but a lot of people held him to a certain standard as a 3rd round pick that I think was a little unfair. But this year around, like, you could have held him to an undrafted 7th round pick standard and he would not have lived up to it. All right. He lived up to no standard whatsoever this year. He's literally the worst kicker in the NFL. I think someone checked, like, he's the 38th ranked kicker or some shit like that. The only person that's worse than him that was starting from the start was Hopkins for the Browns. That was it. So he's atrocious. Absolutely atrocious to any standard you put him on. Undrafted, 7th, 6th round pick, whatever you want to look at. Picked up in the middle of the season standard. He was worse than Carlson. He was worse than Matthew Wright. He is terrible. Did you see that onside kick? Did you see that onside kick? Absolutely atrocious, dude. He does not belong on this team. If he's fantastic somewhere else, no one's going to – Kyle, how dare you? How dare you, Kyle? You cut him and look how great he's doing. Nobody is going to say that or can even say that. Nobody. Jake Moody was pretty freaking good in college. He has potential, but I want to wait until the potential. We need to win now. Yeah, like the potential's gone. You got 2 years to prove yourself as a kicker. You should be able to figure that out. Steve on the house. He stays. This is a repercussion of what Debo did. No. He was doing that before Debo. And yeah, I disagree. What up? What up? Hey, you're not wrong. XP got blocked. Yeah, that extra point is it got blocked in the Super Bowl. Still, I'm still giving a shit for that. He's just sitting in the rest of the team playing like crap, minus Kittle, Lenore, and Pooney. Don't waste a pick on a kicker ever. Yeah, don't ever waste a kicker on a picker. I'm actually shocked that Steve-O's won. I don't know if Steve-O's just being a hater and was like, we need to keep him around because there's no way. Dude. He doesn't get an excuse. He gets no excuse. Along with Debo doesn't get an excuse, and Moody doesn't get an excuse for sure. A kicker in the third round is really high. Running back or tight end in the third round isn't high. Yeah. I would easily take – you could have took a tight end. There's a wide receiver that's starting right now that's really good. I think that was taken over Moody. It's a third-round pick. It's a third-round pick. Wild, dude. I always say Cowing over Bell. That's true. Connolly over Bell. Yeah, I agree with that too. Facts, Papa J, Cowing. But Cowing does not look like he's not looking like he's doing too well. I'm not going to lie to you. But we'll see. Everyone gets a mulligan but the kicker. He had his mulligan. He had his rookie year. He was terrible. He wasn't that great. This year, he was absolutely atrocious and cost us games. He's bad. Or Connolly. If I even seen Trent Taylor, I know you wanted Trent Taylor over Bell, dude. I was like, you're right about that, man. That's true. You're right about that, 110%. If we were a playoff team, I'd probably feel different. No, because he was the reason why we lost to the Browns last year. He's the reason why we lost the Lions this year. You could argue he's the reason why we lost multiple games this year because the situation of being down a touchdown compared to a field goal at the time is a huge difference. He missed kicks throughout this year where the score is completely different and changes what the mindset of a drive is, right? And throughout his missed kicks, it's very consistent. He has a 71.9% miss percentage. Field goal percentage. That is atrocious, dude. That is unforgivable. You cannot be a playoff team and still make your kicks. Like, there's no justification for it, brother. It's just when you say they let go of the other players in the third round, a kicker in the third round is really high over the other positions. That's true. We got rid of Latu. We got rid of the running backs because they just weren't good after 2 years. You knew what they were. You knew what you had in your players. You know what you have in your kickers. Steve-O Moody has lost us like 5 games Yeah, he's done, dude. For years, we can't stop a team on fourth down. Like 9% they feel it. Yeah, two things can be true, right? It's not just like, hey, just because this side is doing bad on defense, we should just forgive everything that Jake Moody has done. No, he's missed 40-yarders. He's missed 30-yarders. He's missed 50-yarders. I understand those are harder, but I've seen too many kickers make their kicks. He's 3 for 8 between 50 and 59. That is absolutely atrocious. That is terrible. So him as a kicker, he needs to be held responsible just as much as the defense needs to be held responsible, just like the rest of the offense is responsible. 2 things can be true. We should draft Matthew Golden from the Longhorns. Very underrated. Could be available in the 4th or 5th round-ish. Maybe he can be better than Cowing or Connolly. We'll see. I haven't looked too much into the drafts and stuff like that, so I haven't gotten to Matthew Golden. That's a cool name, though. That's a cool name. That's a cool name. He can make an extra point. Come on. Yeah, but you got to keep in mind, Steve-O apparently is like a lightweight troll, so I don't know if he's actually trying to troll or not. I don't know if he's being serious. But to those people out there that are like Jake Moody defenders, this is what that argument is for. So, because that's wild. That's wild. Defend Moody. That's wild. I've never seen anything like it. All right. Let's get off Moody and try to get to other subjects. We got 14 minutes in. We'll try to cut this a little bit short. Brock Purdy. Let's look at his assessment of Brock Purdy in that game versus Lions. Excellent game in the first half. Second half, not so good. I'm not going to lie to you. It wasn't the best. That first interception is 110% his fault. The wide receiver could have been Megatron for crying out loud, and he wasn't going to catch it. Okay, that was a terrible ball that sailed on. It was bad. Now, hear me out when I justify the second interception. Hear me out how I could justify that. Okay, let's go back and look at it in the context of it. It was a disguised coverage, okay, that where the safety, where they thought it was cover 3, turned out to be Tampa 2. Okay, that's what happens when you disguise the coverage. And that means they were ready for a pass. Okay, in this situation, they were ready for a pass. Now, in the first and second quarter, we were running it, we were passing it. Then we were running it, then we were passing it. We're mixing in every little thing, and everything good was happening. 21 points at the time. And Jake Moody misses the kick. But anyway, I digress. Now, if we go back in the third quarter again, we start pass, we get a touchdown. Like, okay, fine. Well, that's great, whatever. Then we repeat the process. Pass, not working. Pass, not working. If you keep passing it, right, and then you decide to do play action if you decide to do a play action again, the defense is going to just sit there and wait for their opportunity to pick off the ball, where they don't have to think about the running game. They don't feel like they have to go downhill. The safety is a big deal. The safety also has to think about the run as well. Like, do I have to come downhill? No, they noticed that in the third and fourth quarter, it was just pass. All Kirby Joseph had to do was just wait for the read. All he had to do was like, okay, if you notice, he kind of scoots back a little bit, not even thinking about the run whatsoever, scoots back a little bit, stops. And he's looking literally at this side, then he looks at this side, and he sees Ricky Pearsall one-on-one on the inside and has that cut in. He immediately moves up, reading the play. Yes, Brock Purdy should have thrown the ball. It was an interception. That's what happened. It was a great play by Kirby Joseph. But he knew the situation. He knew that this team was just going pass. When you do play action, that means you've been running it a couple times. That means you've been trying to fool the safety. You've been trying to fool the defense into thinking it's a run. That was an easy situation for the safety to read. To be like, okay, I'm just going to sit back because it's just a matter of time before they do a play action because they're not running it. All I have to do is read the play and then go get the pick. And that's exactly what happened. The Kirby Joseph completely abandoned his entire position and went for the pick because he was not fooled on the situation whatsoever. So it was a great play by Kirby Joseph. He knew the situation. Honestly, the ball I thought it was a little high in that situation, but still would have been picked if it wasn't high because he jumped in front of it. But even I would have been fooled by that. Like Pearsall, if you go back and watch it, Pearsall looks like he's about to be open. Up there, cuts inside, about to make it happen. Looks like he's about to make it happen. That was a good play by Kirby Joseph, just waiting for it. That, in my opinion, is a Kyle Shanahan problem. That is a scheme problem there. You got away from the run, which made you predictable, which makes your play action predictable, which means I know that this is not going to be a run. All I got to do is step back, read the two options, right side to left side, and it looks like this guy is going to be more covered over here. It's a one-on-one on this side here. He's got the inside. If I cut it on the inside, it's an interception. So I blame more on Kyle Shanahan for abandoning the run in the fourth quarter and later on in the third quarter, because that's when everything went downhill. It was almost as if like we need to keep firing. Oh, Purdy's on fire, so let's just keep firing. Purdy can only do so much as a quarterback. If your scheme is predictable, man, safeties are just going to jump in front of balls left and right all the time and make plays. First interception, 110% Purdy's fault. Way oversailed him. Second one, that is my defense on the second one for sure. That's my second one on that one for sure. All right, so let's look at the comments here. Oh yeah, by the way, also Brock Purdy getting injured. Thank God it was minor. Thank God it wasn't serious. Like putting him out there behind a paper offensive line. Granted, that paper offensive line actually played relatively well, but putting him out there with that is dangerous. That is some scary shit to do, man. And for him to like have his elbow, thank God his elbow, he just hit some nerves on his elbow like a funny bone. Keep him out of the next game. I'm glad we're keeping him out of the next game. His elbow is going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Thank God, because that could have been a lot worse for a meaningless game. Could have happened with the Lions too, because they were playing starters when they shouldn't have. But like Brock Purdy being out there with a paper offensive line had me scared from the start. And Charlie Heck, that left tackle we picked up, I hope we keep him. Same thing with Austin Pleasance. They look like good depth pieces. They definitely like Austin Pleasance for a guy we just picked up looked better than McKivitz. Charlie Heck looked better than McKivitz. Some depth there. Just saying. There's some good. I think there's some good pieces that we picked up that may even turn into starters. We still need to draft offensive line. We still need to pick up some of the free agency. Yes, but definitely keep those guys. They showed something in that game. But Brock Purdy getting injured, it should never happen. He should have been out there in the first place. When it was 40-28, should have just ended it at that point. At that point, it's just pride. When it became 40-28, would I've loved to come back? Would I've loved to get the onside kick? Would I love all the things to happen? Sure. But it's not worth losing your franchise quarterback over, right? Like you got to lay down your pride sometimes. I understand that Dan Campbell really wanted this, and you really wanted this, obviously, because you're putting your starters out there for a meaningless game. But if it was like a normal offensive line out there, like the starting offensive line was out there with Brock Purdy, I wouldn't have cared. Like, yeah, put him out there. We got to go out there and win this game. But my concern from the start was the fact that we had people we just picked up from Christmas Eve and on December 19th. They just got there. And so my biggest fear there was like, okay, well, this offensive line is one of the most cohesion, most like collaborative positions on the field. All five of them have to work together. And you got a bunch of random dudes off the street. I'm not saying like I've never been for like just losing and tanking. But at this point, you're just trying to protect your quarterback. Not tanking, you're trying to protect your quarterback. It's not like you're in the playoffs anyway. So I'm going to look at some comments here, but that's how I feel about the Brock Purdy situation. The second interception, I think, was just bound to happen. It was just bound to happen because the scheme was just pass, just setting it up for a pick for a safety to come in and just take it. This first one was definitely his fault. First half, he was unbelievable. I love Brock Purdy. I think he's great. Is he the greatest quarterback ever? Is he the best quarterback in the league? No. But my God, does he has it. He has it. And if Kyle can just understand that if you're going to do play action, run the fucking – I don't know why I'm saying this. Run the ball. That's the whole point of play action is to fool people. So I don't understand that. Like, that's weird to me. All right, I got a question. Taylor – if we were a playoff team, it'd probably feel different. It's just when you say let go of the other players in the third round, a kicker in the third round is really high over the other positions. No, you're right. Steve Mooney has lost us like 5 games. Yes, for years, we can't stop a team on fourth down like 9% of them clip and feel it. Yeah, I do agree with that. Like the fourth down kind of issue is kind of a problem. But that's a Nick Sorensen thing. But Nick Sorensen has shown flashes of potential. I don't think Nick Sorensen should get fired. I think he's got potential. He's a rookie. You know, things to learn from, especially with the injuries that the 49ers had on defense. It's kind of hard to deal with constant players coming out. People are like, oh, but next man up. But that's just stupid when you're having third string fucking people from the practice squad playing and you're just like, at some point, that's just a ridiculous statement. You're not wrong. If the second string steps up, it's next man up. But at some point, you're just digging at talentless players, fringe-ass players that cannot support a defense. At some point, we should draft Golden. He can't XP. I did drop Mooney in fantasy for Lions kicker and won. That's smart because Bates is dope. I actually like Bates. I actually wanted Bates. I was like, if we get rid of Moody, Bates is the guy we need to get picked up. But Bates is a Detroit guy, so that kind of makes sense for me to go there. Yeah, but Brock has no run game, so Detroit locked down. Yeah, I disagree with that. I do think the 49ers do have a run game. Just don't play Patrick Taylor. When you play Garendo, you have a run game. When you play Mason, you have a run game so far. And the run game was fine in that game. The run game was actually pretty good in the Detroit game. He just got away from it. So I disagree with that. I think in that game there was a run game. But if you mean it like as in at the end of the third and fourth quarter, we stopped running the ball, so there was no run game, yes, that is a problem. That is literally no run game at that point. But if you kept doing what you're doing the first and second quarter, running the ball, your play action would work. It would help Brock Purdy. But no, it was just pass. And you can go back and watch it. I even said at the start of the third quarter, why are we passing the ball? Why are we passing? Oh, we got a first down. It's awesome. Brock Purdy threw an excellent ball. Oh, we got another first down. Oh, we got a touchdown. That's great. But we still run the ball. I said it throughout the third and fourth quarter. Why aren't we running the ball? It's like we need to run the ball a lot more. Picks were 100% Purdy's fault, but Kyle stopped running in the second half for some reason. Super unbalanced offense. It becomes predictable at that point. It's like, have you ever played Madden and you notice like a guy, I'm not trying to compare the NFL to Madden, but it's almost the same in this aspect. When you're playing Madden, you know when someone does not believe in the run, they just keep passing. You get a thought in your head like, an interception's coming my way. If I just keep playing the pass, I have nickel out there and I'm ready to go, I'm going to get a pick. Safeties are going to think the same thing. I don't have to think about the run. I don't have to come down and make tackles or nothing. All I got to do is just read the situation and then jump in for the pick. And that's exactly what happened with Kirby Joseph. Brock scored a run on TD. He did. Filthy in the house. Good to see it. Oh, I didn't do this. One in the house. I didn't do that. My bad. Looking forward to what Dobbs could do. He was clear and stronger. You are such a believer in Dobbs, Filthy. You love Dobbs. You love Dobbs, man. That's why, I've noticed you've been a big advocate for Dobbs. Dobbs in the future. Yeah, he's on the future. I think, honestly, you should put Tanner Mordecai out there, see what he can do, see what he's got. I do like the offensive line. What they showed in that Lions game, I think they could potentially show again in the Arizona game, and Mordecai could show us what he could do. I think Mordecai should go out there. Dobbs is a good potential backup. I think he's a good backup, and you already know what you got in him. So there's no point in putting him out there if you want to see. If you want to go out there and see what a player's got with these last valuable reps, I want to see what Abani Kanda does. We're not going to see what he does. That's just kind of sad. We're not going to see him. I want to see more Cowling out there. I want to see more players that are in the depth that may or may not have a future play. So I want to see if Tanner Mordecai could be our future backup quarterback. I want to see that. I really do. I'd be up for giving Purdy a Tua contract, but that's probably max to give him as now. Yeah, I mean, at first I was very 60 million to 65 million. I was very open to the idea. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm probably going to come down from that number. If it's somewhere between 50 and 60, like if it's like 58, 59, I'll be happy with that number, especially with the quarterback market going to be higher. It's probably going to be like somewhere in the 70s. I think Brock Purdy deserves that, but like 60, 65, I'd be shocked if he gets that. I'd be shocked if he gets 60 or 65, anywhere between that. He's probably gets somewhere between 50 and 60 for sure. That's how I see it. Brock will be great next year. I think so too, especially with that from the schedule, from Pearsall and Ayuk coming back, CMC coming back. Hopefully we address the offensive line and protect him better. George Kittle's coming back. It's all set up for him. Unless, again, like CMC hurts himself in the offseason and we lose Mason and we just have Garendo. I like Garendo, but he'd still be in his sophomore year. So you still hold something against him there. But I do think that next year things are looking up. Things are seriously looking up for the 49ers next year. And honestly, more looking up than they did at the start of last year. Like after the Super Bowl, you're like, oh, we still have the players. We still have this potential, right? Honestly, I feel a lot better now about next year than I did at the end of the Super Bowl last year. Truly. Considering the schedule, considering what Pearsall is doing and what Ayuk can do, like I said, the running backs we got are excellent. If we could just reinforce the offensive line, Brock Purdy will get back to his normal self and just play like an MVP candidate again, for sure. Maybe Kyle can do Dobbs for what they did for Darnold. Man, are you Dobbs? Is Filthy, are you Dobbs? Are you Dobbs? I think Filthy's Dobbs. I like Dobbs. I think Dobbs is good, but he is not a starter. He is not a Darnold situation. He is not a Baker Mayfield situation. He's not. He is a backup. He's a bona fide backup. Who are you rooting for in January? To go over the list, again, I definitely got the Bills. The number one is Bills. I want the Bills to win out of all the teams. If Cincy goes, I wouldn't mind Cincy winning, but I don't think Cincy's going to go because Broncos are going to beat the Chiefs backups. I told you this before, but the Chiefs are playing their backups. And if the Broncos lose to their backups, that would be fucking wild. Absolutely wild. If the Broncos lose to Carson Wentz, I'd be shocked. Truly shocked. Chris Jones ain't playing. Patrick Mahomes not playing. Travis Kelce's not playing. Xavier Worthy's not playing. Pacheco's not playing. The entire gang is not playing, right? The Chiefs are going to lose to the Broncos. Broncos are going to the playoffs. So I guess I wouldn't mind the Broncos winning. I wouldn't mind the Bills winning out of the two. On the NFC side, it was the Lions, but the Lions, I did not like how they beat us and how they made it way more about the 49ers. I'm sure you guys saw my short, but they made it way too much about the 49ers and like made it a way bigger deal than it actually was. And I felt the disrespect. And I was like, okay, all right, I can't go for this team. It was the Lions. I can't go for the Vikings because Sam Darnold's on it. And if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl, everyone's gonna be like, see, Darnold's booing Purdy. I'm stupid. So honestly, outside of that, maybe the Bucks or Falcons, whoever goes to the playoffs there, I think it's the Bucks are going. So like the Bucks, Bills, Cincy, Broncos. That's about it. That's who I wouldn't mind winning. One, we got Mordecai. We'll always draft a QB, but Brock will prevail. I agree. I think that we should draft a quarterback for the 6th or 7th round pick. I think you should do what they did with Tom Brady. Tom Brady, even though he was the starter, bona fide starter, guaranteed starter, they still drafted quarterbacks, 6th, 7th round picks and stuff. I think they should do the same thing because backups are important. They're super important, especially this day and age where not just Brock Purdy are getting hurt, other quarterbacks are getting hurt for like 1 or 2 games these days, right? And those 1 or 2 games are crucial. They're clutch. So I do think that drafting a quarterback with a 6th or 7th round pick, which are usually just depth pieces anyway, I think is important. Get an undrafted guy. I don't like getting these Brandon Allen. Joshua Dobbs, I wouldn't mind bringing him back as a backup because I do think he can win 1 or 2 games, but that's about it. And I always liked Dobbs better than Allen anyway. I always thought Allen could never win this game to save his life. So let me drink some water. Oh, I'm losing my voice. Kyle said that he didn't run the ball in the second half because they were facing the number 4 run defense. My question is, do they have a different defense in the second half because they were doing well? Exactly, Papa J. That is spitting hot fire right there, man. They have a number 4, so you get away from what was already working. Like, it's not like it wasn't working. That's a good one, Papa J. That's a good one. Only way it makes sense for Brock to be out there is if fans paid to see Brock in the Stars last game at home. So if they could put him out there. Yeah, but it's not at home, though. But I know what you're saying. Like, if it was at home, sure, why not? Everyone thought we were going to get blown out. Nice to see some competitiveness. I know. I was really happy about that, really, to be honest with you. Like, the fact that we kept it close, not gonna lie. We still keep the excellent schedule. We still keep our 11th pick overall. And we showed some competitiveness. We showed some heart. And Charlie Heck and Austin Pleasance showed some potential. We saw something. We saw something from players that had question marks like Charlie Heck and Austin Pleasance. I really do want to bring them back. I don't know if they're going to be – I don't know if we still have them under contract or not, but I would love to bring them back. We got Hennessy from the Falcons. I think he was in the practice squad or they waived him or something. A lot of people like him. I know Larry likes him. So I like the O-line that we picked up, and it does seem like the 49ers are adding a little priority to the offensive line. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they're not like – we did address the offensive line. We got Charlie Heck, Austin Pleasance, and Hennessy. So we don't need to draft one or pick one in the free agency. That I fucking hope is not the case. I hope that us picking up offensive line is just showing Brock Purdy and the rest of the fan base like, hey, there's more to come. We know this is important, and we're going to do what we can to pick up other offensive linemen. Hopefully that is just the signs to come, and it's not like, hey, look, we tried with Charlie Heck and Austin Pleasance. Okay? I hope that's not the case. Truly. I hope it's more of on the other side of the coin that it is a sign of things to come. Steve-O, that was definitely a plus. 49ers were playing with their heart out. They were being physical, and Moody pissed all that. I agree. I think Moody was the reason why we lost that game too. Wolf, no run game, dude. The patched up O-line, it was starting to show. No, it was not, dude. They were dominant. I do not remember a single moment in that run game situation where I thought to myself, the run game was not working. I never thought at any point the run game wasn't working. Was it excellent, elite, and amazing like other like prior run games? No. But the run game was doing just fine. What record did Purdy set, by the way? Oh, that's right. Brock Purdy set, he has 15 games now. 15 with a passer rating of 115, which is the NFL record in 3 seasons. After 3 seasons, really 2.5, because he didn't start until week 13 of 2022. 2.5 seasons, really, but 3 seasons. He has 15 games with 150, 15 passer rating or more. That is a NFL record. Patrick Mahomes had the record prior at 14. He had 14 games in 3 seasons. Brock Purdy has 15. Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. You can criticize him for things, but he can do it. He's not, you don't need, and I mean this, you do not need a top 5 quarterback to win Super Bowls. You really don't. I've seen Nick Foles fucking win a Super Bowl, okay? And score a shit ton of points, right? You do not need a top 5 quarterback to win a Super Bowl. It'd be nice. It's cool to see it on the field. It's pretty, right? But you do not need one. Brock Purdy's that guy. If he could do things like this and the 49ers consistently draft players really well and put this product out there based on drafting, why not? Keep the guy. Don't overpay him. Of course, you still need to pay some of these great players that are coming up. Not this year, thankfully. It's just Brock Purdy, really. He's the only guy that's going to ask for a significant chunk of the cap. But, like, you can win a Super Bowl with a top 10 quarterback. You can win one with top 15. Okay? You just have to have right pieces every single time. The reason why Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are doing so well is because they do have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, one of the greatest head coaches of all time, and a number 1 defense. They have everything going for themselves. They have an excellent defensive coordinator. They have all the pieces. This team can do it. A team can do it, not just the 49ers. Another team with a backup quarterback can win the Super Bowl. Not backup, but like a top 10 quarterback. The Vikings are going to go out there and compete and potentially win a Super Bowl because they have everything set for Sam Darnold. They have one of the best wide receiver duos, one of them being the best wide receiver in the league, a top 5 tight end, an amazing pass catching running back in Aaron Jones. They have the 9th or 8th best, somewhere between there, 9th or 8th best offensive line. Everything is set for that dude. And they can go out there and they can actually win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold, who is not even top 15 on the book, not even a top 15 quarterback. I believe before Kirk Cousins tore his before he tore his Achilles, he was undefeated and playing phenomenal. He was actually going to be in the MVP conversation before he tore his Achilles. And then they had to go out there with Nick Mullins, who was a backup quarterback, not very great. They had to go out there and win with Joshua Dobbs, who's just a backup quarterback. But if you have a top 20, top 25-ish quarterback with the weapons and everything set up for your team, you have a chance to win the Super Bowl. And that's exactly what the Minnesota Vikings are about to do. O-line played well, but Starr looks shaky in the 4th as well. That hurt Brock. I don't know. I'm not giving too much hate about the Brock offensive line. I think they actually did pretty good for what they did. Silver House, should the 49ers trade Brock Purdy for J.J. McCarthy? No, I think J.J. McCarthy is just Brock Purdy. Truly, I always kind of thought J.J. McCarthy would just remind me of Brock Purdy in a lot of ways. And I would not trade a for sure thing in Brock Purdy for a question mark in McCarthy. So pick up a kicker in free agency, 110%, Nikki, 110%. Brock is getting market value and totally worth it. He's going to get I don't think he's going to get 60, 65 million. I don't see it. Unbelievable. We're talking about 50 million and like it's a casual numbers now. It is these days. If Purdy's agent won't back down from 60 million and wants to be the highest paid kid in the room, NFL, should the 49ers not sign him? Franchise tag him. You can't, there's no better option. You're not going to get a better option than Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy would be, if he just goes to free agency, he would be the best quarterback, and a ton of teams would want to pick him up and sign him and give him that contract. But I would definitely be like, hey, this is what you're worth, realistically, somewhere between 50 and 60 million. That's where you're at. And then if he doesn't want to take it, then franchise tag him. Or tell him, hey, guess what? You're playing your last year, then see what you got. See if you can win a Super Bowl. If you win us a Super Bowl and you could do your thing, we'll give you that that big-ass contract, right? But as of right now, he's between 50 and 60 million. There's a lot of quarterbacks can just be like, hey, you're giving me this number no matter what, or I'm going to be a problem. A lot of quarterbacks can do that. And I don't see Brock Purdy being that kind of guy. I truly see like Brock Purdy telling his agent, hey, meet me in the middle here. This is what we're going to do. We should draft a center, get a free agent left guard, and bring in competition for McKivitz. Yeah, I think I agree with the left guard thing. Probably sign a left guard, probably cheapest on the offensive line for sure. Center, probably draft a center, but I do think a tackle is more important because McKivitz is just that bad. I'd much rather – I know some people think that center is more important, but I'm much, 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 much rather draft an offensive tackle than center. I think offensive tackle is way more important, especially with Trent Williams potentially retiring soon. We need that replacement right now. And I know we need a center. I know that. But I'd much rather sign a center and draft a tackle, or sign a tackle and draft a center. But left guard, I wouldn't mind, but it would have to be like a mid guard, not asking for a ton of money, has potential, whatever, something like that. But I don't think guard is that important right now. I really don't think guard's important. I think with Puni out there, tackle being important with right tackle and center, guard is like left guard is my least concern, really, because any center you draft, theoretically can play left guard. So, and usually any right tackle you draft can probably play left guard. So, I'm not perfectly on board with. So I don't mind picking up left guard, but I don't think it's that priority. I think it's the least priority on the offense on the line right now. Filthy Casual, I'm a Dobbs fan too. He has great arm. Watched the Hail Mary to JJ in college. He launched it from the field. I love Purdy, but Dobbs has a stronger arm. He does. I'll give you that. He does. Dobbs has a very strong arm. Get off Dobbs already. Jake, except 50 million is going to be the minimum wage for QBs. It's true. It's true. It's like Daniel Jones-esque power, pay. Papa J, Heavy Rams playoff New Year. I think they're going to be out. Wild card, divisional at best, just because they're barely crawling into the offensive line. They're barely not crawling, but they're barely crawling into the playoffs. Barely scoring points at that. NFL draft should be first DN, second O-line, third safety, if Huff leaves, and then O-line again. I wouldn't mind. I don't mind that one. I don't mind D-end. I love Abdul Carter. I don't know if you guys saw my post, but I'm obsessed with him. I think he's amazing. I think he's going to be better than what people think he is. I love that guy. Every time I watched all his clips, saw people's breakdown of him, I love Abdul Carter. And I would draft him with the 11th pick. I know I just said tackle is important, but there's just certain players that at the 11th pick you just don't pass on. One being Travis Hunter. He's not going to fall that far, okay? And the other one to me is Abdul Carter. I fucking love Abdul Carter. Seriously. And that can change, right? I could fall in love with another prospect and then someone else can come above him, right? But pause. But at 11th pick, he could potentially fall to you. I'm a big fan. Him next to Bosa, I would love it. And crazy times. Before Purdy, I thought we were going to rotate a rookie QB every 3 years. That's true. I thought there was just going to be constant, like Jimmy G, constantly look for a guy, and then I can go down the line of how much I love Purdy, but and where that love came from. But I mean, he's got it. And this year, with everything going wrong, with all the pieces coming in and out, the inconsistencies, the injuries, the holdouts, the personal tragedies, the rest, the poor offensive line, very, very fucking poor offensive line. It's kind of hard for a quarterback to succeed with this offense. I think other quarterbacks, maybe not Josh Allen, maybe not Patrick Mahomes, I don't know, but I'm telling you, majority of quarterbacks would struggle in this offense right now this year. I can't imagine any team going to playoffs with what the 49ers have gone through. And for their culture to stand up the way it did, despite everything going wrong. And I mean, you just fucking name the possibility of something going wrong for a team, it probably fucking happened to them. They somehow still stuck together. They somehow were like, the nucleus was just like, no, we're still a brotherhood. We're still a team. We're going to go out there, we're going to fight the Lions. We're going to go out there, we're going to fight the Dolphins. Even though the playoffs is over, that another 5-4, they have every reason to hate each other and be like, no, fuck this place, blah, blah, blah. They didn't. That's a testament to the culture. That's a testament to them, and I love that. Kittle's amazing. He's part of that too. But, yeah. Allen is trash. If you're talking about Brandon Allen, yes, but Josh Allen is not trash. I bagged on Josh Allen last year. He's like an interception machine, but this year he's phenomenal, man. He's phenomenal. For real, I think by now we owe at least $50 million off the bat. He deserves it for sure. Nobody from the NFC is beating the AFC this year anyway. I hate to say this, but the teams I think that could do it is Minnesota, and the Lions defense is just way too decimated. If they get healthy enough and they go to the NFC Championship and they go to the Super Bowl healthy again, maybe. But I would say Minnesota on the top of my head probably has the best bet right now. Need a center. Do you think we could draft Abdul Carter, or are we going to have to trade up and take the possibility? I think you just let the cards fall. Don't trade up. I love Abdul Carter, but if he falls to you, take him. Sure. But tackle's weight is super important. If the football gods allow him to fall and he falls into your lap, draft him, of course. I'm not saying this will happen because obviously it won't, but if Travis Hunter did, draft him because it's not like best player available. It's generational player available when it comes to Travis Hunter. And to me, Abdul Carter, so far from what I've seen, I got to look at more pass rushers because I've only looked at a few so far. But I love Abdul Carter so much compared to the other ones that I would be so hurt if we passed on him. But I wouldn't trade up for the guy, right? And then if he's not there, get a tackle. And if the tackle you want is not Calvin Banks, I don't like Calvin Banks. But if it's not Calvin Banks, trade back and get one from Jonah Savia from Arizona. Who's the other one that's supposed to be good? Will Campbell, right? I mean, there's some good tackles out there I think that the 49ers should get, but only if Abdul Carter falls to them, if Mason Graham falls to them, or if Mason Graham's a D tackle, I know, but he's fucking phenomenal, dude. He's such a good D tackle. Or if like Travis Hunter falls to him, probably draft him, but outside of that, tackle's in need for sure. Brock will get market value. The NFL union wants him to get market value. My guess is between 55 million. I would be ecstatic if he gets under 55 million. I'd be ecstatic. May have to draft a linebacker to help Dre and Fred. Dre, yeah, I do. Maybe, yeah, I agree with that. Maybe draft a linebacker like in the third or fourth round, but it's definitely not a priority in the first or second for sure. Wolfie, Mustafa, that like and subscribe. Terror Dome in the house. Everyone go check out Terradome, man. He goes live, man. He has co-hosts and shit. He's got good vibes. He's got a sound machine. I was like, oh shit. He was like, I was like, oh my God. he's got all the fixins, man. You gotta go over there. Facts, Karen Terradome, what up? Hey, we're showing some love. That's what I like to see. Jake Dewes Wizards, what up? What up? Happy New Year. The haters, 4 hours. Brian may need a wellness day. He's getting paid. Who else would they get? He runs Kyle system well. Teams like even that's another thing too. Is like even if you don't like Brock Purdy and you don't think he's that good, I don't know how many quarterbacks, rookie wise or ones that you sign, would satisfy Kyle, right? If you really think about it, would Mac Jones be able to do it? I don't know. He seems a little emotional. Mac Jones seems a little emotional. Zach Wilson, I don't think he has a great arm, but I don't think he's anywhere near Purdy. Kirk Cousins, he's shot. He's done. Aaron Rodgers, he's shot. He's done. And you know Aaron Rodgers would not run fucking Kyle Shanahan's system. So Brock Purdy is like, even if you don't think he's that good, he's perfect for the system, and they're going to draft him for that. So there's too many reasons it's too much of a perfect situation for Brock Purdy to stay. It's just too much of a perfect situation. Happy New Year. Yeah, yep. Watch Annie Algar, Week 17 skit. Isn't the franchise tag only for first-round picks? No, I don't think so. That's fifth-year option. Yeah, you're right. Save the tag for Greenlaw. I wouldn't mind keeping Greenlaw. He's injury prone, and I do expect him to take a discount. I would not be shocked if Dre Greenlaw ends up taking a discount just because he's coming back from injury, and he tried a couple of times, couldn't finish a game. He's shut down for the rest of the year. He's gonna take a discount. I'm sure of it. He's not gonna get a starter linebacker money. Terradome says Josh Simmons tackles from Ohio State looked pretty good tonight. Scouting season. Josh Simmons, I'll write that down because I'm looking at some offensive linemen right now. I don't know about you, Terradome, but I do not like Kelvin Banks. I do not like Kelvin. A lot of people love Kelvin Banks for some reason. I am not a fan. Half the time he looks lost out there, dude. He just looks like a big body. Yeah, he's a big body. He can lock up people, dude. He's relatively strong. He can handle the bull rush. But, like, he just looks like a block out there. And at times when he needs to, like, do run plays and stuff, he's just looking for something. Like, he doesn't know what to do with his hands almost. And I could be completely wrong. He could try to be fantastic. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a O-line whisperer. But from what I watched, man, Kelvin Benjamin just did not look good and does not look good for Kyle Shanahan's system. I was not a fan of him. Josh, 49ers don't like using the tag, though. It's very expensive. That's the thing. It's very expensive against the tag, against the cap that year, and you want to sign depth. Not only that, the player usually is not happy with a franchise tag. Usually, if you franchise tag a player, it's because they want more money, and so you're forcing the issue to keep them. We'll just franchise tag you. Usually, it's a spiteful thing, so it's got a stigmatism to it. So, like franchise tag, yeah. Tribe the Troll is here. King Mufasa in the house. Trash Moody, no doubt, dude. 110%. He's got to go, man. They're not going to cut him. They're only going to cut him until probably until after the season is over and the new season starts. So we're probably not going to see Jake Moody be cut until after the Super Bowl, probably sometime after right when the new year starts. We'll see that happening because there's like I understand that people just want him off the team, but there's really no real point to kind of like cut him right now, right? Honestly, if you wanted to, and I know a lot of people might disagree with me, I know I just talked shit about Moody. He's got to go. But if you wanted to, at least bring in serious competition. At the very least, meet the fans in the middle, man. If you love Moody, bring in serious competition. Like one that you actually think could win the job. Not some bullshit of, let's boost his confidence by bringing in some mediocre kicker. No, bring in a real one. And let's see if he can actually win the job. At least do that. Meet you halfway, Kyle. I know you like him, man, but that's all I ask. I don't expect if you do not want to cut him and you want to keep him from competition, then do that. At least do that. Like I just don't, and I fear it so much. I just don't want to see him be the only fucking kicker out there, and there being no real search for one at the start of free agency or in the draft. Get one undrafted, 6th or 7th round pick or whatever. Don't pick one up during preseason, beginning of training camp, or some bullshit. You know what I mean? I would hate that. And I was showing some love. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Where's Michael and Nikita? I don't know. I think they're gone. I don't know. Except for Campbell. What the hell happened to that guy? Campbell. Yeah, he was a rental. He was a guy that we really didn't want. We just needed a backup because Eric Kendricks was like, I'm out. And then all the linebackers were taken. He was just, yeah. And he had that kind of issue. Campbell had that issue before in Green Bay Packers as well. He was very selfish with the Packers. He constantly complained with the Packers. It was a problem. He's always had that problem his not entire career, but I guess probably after his All-Pro, he kind of became full of himself. Kills the heart and soul of the team, no doubt. No doubt, it's gonna be sad when he disappears. Congratulations, moving yours for Newsboard Son. Yeah, 110%, man. Nothing but hell for that son for sure. I still can't believe the 49ers have not cut Jake Moody. It sucks really bad. They're not gonna cut him, dude. They're not gonna cut him. They'll probably bring in serious competition. I'm being serious, dude. JT Tamalua, number 44, 6'5", 269, defensive end. Ohio State had 2 sacks, projected second round. 2 sacks. 2 sacks. Hey, did he have like tackles for a loss or something? 2 sacks. That's not good. That's not good. Haven't cut Moody because 49ers wasted a 3rd round pick on him for sure. They're not going to do it until after. They're not going to do it until the new year starts. Watch. They're not going to do it until bringing serious competition. They're just not going to cut him. I kind of want to see drama between Aaron Rodgers and Kyle in general. No, I don't want to see that, dude. I do not want to see that at all, man. Why would you want to see that? Oh my God. I would never want to see that in my life, dude. It would set our franchise back. So far, bro. I mean, I think we got enough of the Aaron Rodgers show with the Jets. I'm just saying. Aaron Rodgers will never be a Giant, for sure. Both Mac Jones are not well liked. Niners don't want that in the locker room. I don't think so either. I want this channel to grow. Papa G. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. We have 20 people in here, man. Appreciate you guys. Like the live. Be sure to like it, man. It helps me grow, and it helps push the live out so we can all just keep having a great conversation. Because I still have some freaking subjects I want to get to. We haven't got to it yet. We're having a great conversation here, man. I'm having a good time. Rodgers said that he doesn't want San Francisco. He did say that. He's holding a grudge because he didn't draft. He doesn't like that. He doesn't want to help the 49ers win. Lucky us. You making that happen, bro. Much appreciated. Yo, Wolfie, please watch Annie Agar's Week 17 skit. It's really really funny. I don't know what that is, man. Roger is drama. Yeah, he's drama. Me either. Kevin Banks for me on film. I like the Arizona kids and stuff. You and Poggy love that guy. But I there's one thing that Poggy disagrees with me on. I love him. I think he's great. He's very sticky. He's got instincts when he knows when to move to the next guy. When one guy's been beaten by one of his fellow linemen, right? He knows where the other guy is. He's very good at that. He's got very good instincts. I love his ability like that. However, he's not very fast. I don't know why you guys think he's fast. I thought, like, when he's doing outside runs as a tackle, the running back has to wait for him to get to his spot. That's my only issue. I think he'd be a better guard than tackle. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he's got all pro potential on a guard. If we needed a guard, definitely draft him that. But I still like him as a tackle, but I just don't think he's that fast when you're trying to do outside zone runs. And that's what this offense is. It's outside zone runs. To me, he didn't look that fast. And Paulie disagrees with me on 10%. You may disagree with me. I love the guy as a pass protector. As a pass protector, oh my God. Probably, in my opinion, so far from what I've seen, the best pass protector in the draft, in my opinion. But as for outside zone runs, I think that's his weakness as a tackle. That's like my only thing I don't like about him. Fun fact, Mahomes has 64 more yards than Purdy with 92 more completions, and Purdy missed a game. 110%. 10%. Purdy's had an excellent year last year, man. It was amazing. I think he's had a pretty good year considering the situation as well. 2 sacks in a game versus Oregon. In one game. Okay, I thought like on this season, I was like, what? That's not that very good, man. Oregon's pretty good. Oregon's got like good offensive linemen too. I also know we have CMC, but then SF Niners for guys' names. Sorry, brought up drafting running back Cam Squatto from Penn State. You mean from not Penn State, but Arizona State. Arizona. He was just in the bowl right now. He's fantastic. But I do like the Penn State running back, Nick Singleton. Nick Singleton, I shit you not, go watch his highlights. I feel like I'm watching Kyle Shanahan's offense when the ball's thrown to him. That guy looks like a Kyle Shanahan prototype running back. Nick Singleton, I love that guy. Scatabo, I like him too. But I'm way more in love with Nick Singleton from Penn State. I like that running back a lot. Is he better than Genty? No, I know Genty had those fumbles, but running backs fumble. Nick Singleton, though, dude, oh my God. I love that running back. That guy's phenomenal. It looked like, when I see him get the ball, it looked like I'm watching Kyle Shanahan's offense, bar for bar. Aaron Rodgers, the QB, Tom Brady, offensive coordinator. Kyle's, what kind of drama would that create? Oh my God. Error. My mind is exploding. I swear if Kyle picks a washed quarterback of Rodgers over Brock, I will lose it. I will lose my fucking mind, dude. I will literally go down to San Francisco myself. Okay? I will take this wolf pack here that we got, all you guys right now. We're going to just have like this. We're going to do a Kickstarter or whatever it is. And we're going to spend that money for everyone gets plane tickets. And we go all the way to San Francisco together. And we just jump Kyle Shanahan. Okay? If he does that. Okay? Just like in the movie Jay and Silent Bob. I don't know if some of you guys might be feeling for that. But Jay and Silent Bob, we're gonna go to everyone's house and just beat the shit out all the haters. That's what we're gonna do with Kyle Shanahan if he fucking does something like that. My mascot is for ASU. Yes, Scatabo, I heard about that. I like Scatabo. I think he's good, but I don't think at any point that you need to draft a running back with first, second, or third round. If you want to draft him a fourth, fifth, or sixth, or seventh, I got a feeling Kyle would do that anyway. I'm not on board with it anyway at the fourth round, but if Scatabo's there in the fourth round, I'd be shocked. If Nick Singleton is there in the fourth round, I'd be shocked. That value, especially if you lose Mason to free agency and someone gives up a pick for him, whatever pick you get out of Mason, which will probably like a third round pick, maybe a third round or a fourth round pick, use that on a running back anyway and get Scatabo or Nick Singleton. I will love it. I don't think it's going to happen, but I love those running backs. Those are some of my favorite running backs in the draft. Well, on that content, guys, Brad. Yeah, he's cool. He's a good guy. I like Brad. Brad Graham's my favorite 49ers country. Penn State won. My bad. God, I'm tired. You're all right, man. Already live in San Francisco. He's like, I can do no already. Oh, my God. Snoochie Boochies. Hey, Steve-O. I see you, man. Yeah, I like that movie so much. I'm not going to do it here because I'll probably get a strike because there's so many curse words in it. But you guys know the song at the very beginning where he's like, motherfucker, noise. I could do the whole thing bar for bar. I've seen that movie so many times, man. I love that film. Brian's great. Grant's a hater. He's like Kyle today. He's evaluated this year. Yep. We got 2 third-round picks, though. Don't forget that. Scatterbo is likely to fall in the 3rd round. I just O-line, D-end, backup tight end, I feel like is more important. Linebacker almost is more important. You got Isaac Guerrero and CMC coming back. I just feel like Isaac Guerrero is looking solid. CMC should be perfectly healthy. You're drafting a 2nd to 3rd depth running back at that point. I just don't think that's important. If they choose another QB over Brock, all the haters better not complain about when it goes to shit. Yeah, dude. Val Strong McCarron, read the comments about that video I slaughtered Cohen about it in a few minutes also. It's a recap of Week 17 and brutal cost of Jake Moody. There was a guy where someone was like, the greatest players of all time, number 5, Jake Moody, when he doesn't kick a field goal. I thought that shit was funny, dude. Number 4, Jake Moody, when he kicks in college or some shit. I thought that was pretty funny. Mason's definitely leaving. I don't think we can afford to keep him, and we don't know how good CMC will be. The thing is, Mason is an RFA. And since Mason's an RFA, that means another team has to give up a draft pick, and then we get him, which I think is going to be a big deal, especially considering he's going to ask for a shit ton of money. So he deserves it. Don't be wrong. He deserves it, and someone should pay him that money, right? But a lot of teams are gonna second guess, like, should I pay this guy and give up a pick? That's the rough part. That's the hard part for teams to decide. Do they want to give up a 3rd, 4th round draft pick for him? Because that's what you're paying. You have to give up a 3rd, 4th round pick and pay him $10 million or whatever whatever money he's asking for. But yeah, he definitely needs to go somewhere where he deserves to be a starter. Miners are ground around the edges. What do you think? Kinlaw, 49 should pull Grant's press pass. Yeah, I'll try not to talk to you about him because I can't be doing that. Was that him? We should at least be happy we stood a good chance against the Lions. Yeah, I mean that was a great game, dude. That was a great game. I went to that game thinking that we were going to get completely obliterated. I thought it was going to be over. I thought it was going to be. You can go back and check the evidence, man. I totally thought we were going to lose like 55-7. I didn't, with the offensive line that we had, injuries, whatever. I thought Brock Purdy was going to get absolutely murdered. He did get hurt, but I thought it was going to be worse than that, man. The fight that we put up, I'm proud of the team. Let's get a round of applause for the 49ers team, man, for doing, like, that's what kind of made it enjoyable, though, right? It's like catching that off guard, going like, wait a minute, what's this team? Whoa, what the fuck's happening? Oh, my God. It literally made every touchdown feel so good. It made every first down feel so good. Like, that anticipation where you expect something and then your expectations get completely obliterated into a good thing, there's nothing better. There's nothing like it. When you have an expectation and it gets beat and it's like by a mile, there is no better feeling. And that's exactly what happened to the Lions. I'm glad we lost in the end because I'd much rather have the schedule. I'd much rather have the draft pick or whatever. But if we won, I'm milking that win. Got to do it. JJ should be our number 1. He is technically our number 1. He's like an undercover number 1. Like undercover number 1. Watch recap really though. I'll watch it. I'll take a watch at it, man. I'll watch it. Filthy Casual, GG. Yeah, GG 49ers. When do you think I will be back at 100%? I think we'll take him until the mid-season maybe. His injuries were horrible. I heard, and I think Graham posted this. Apparently Ayuk has been spotted playing basketball, doing no limits. Like he's doing full-on like movements. He's doing jump shots. And according to Matt Miyoko, he does not look – was it Matt Miyoko? It was one of the reporters. Apparently like 12 people went around and gathered to watch. Ayuk is doing things, man. He's jumping up and down and stuff, running. I know basketball is not the same as football, but it sounds to me he might be ready by training camp. Some people say in the middle of the season, but from what I'm seeing, he might be ready by training camp. Which would be fantastic, especially with Pearsall being what he is. Niners love JJ. I hope he stays for a long time. He's got one more year on his contract after this year. Next year, he's going on a bigger contract. He's probably be gone next year for sure because we signed Ayuk already, and then you got Pearsall. So JJ's probably going to be gone next. Not this coming year, but the year after this one. He's probably going to be gone. JJ could be the number 1 receiver in just about any team in the NFL. He's phenomenal, dude. He just doesn't have the what he makes up for is like his ability to get separation somehow, but he doesn't have that speed. Like if he does get separation, it's only for a short amount of time. And I'm not bashing JJ. Let's be careful. I'm not bashing Juwan when I say this. But like there is one weakness, which is like he doesn't have that breakaway speed, right? He's like once he creates that separation from that one split, a player's going to catch up to him, right? A defender's going to catch up to him. But with the schedule, the hardest game will be the Texans. Yeah, and I think we could do that. If CJ Stroud keeps playing the way he's playing, sorry. Hopefully, Tank Dale, by the way. So sad about him. Who is JJ? Juwan Jennings. That would be incredible if Ike's healed up by training camp. I think he will. Quote me on it. I will bet you he will be back by training camp. So that's July, late July. He'll be back. Watch. Trust. Pearsall will probably be the next Debo. We see him do things like Debo like runs a couple times. He's a better route runner and actual pass catcher. Yeah, but he's not going to be able to like break tackles and do the things that Debo does. Like I know what you're saying. Like he's going to do jet sweeps, screens. I think that should be more of a cowing thing. But like the comparison of Debo is like a little high because Debo did things. He doesn't do it now, but he did do things that were just like he would. Yeah, you guys already know. You guys know. All right. I want to talk about one more thing before I get out of here. I'm already talking for an hour. I want to talk about one thing real quick, just kind of get it out there just to show a little bit of respect. Saquon Barkley is not going to play against the Giants. I know this is not about the 49ers, but I just want to give a shout out to him. That dude thought about his teammates. He thought about the trophy. He thought about what was more important than his own self. That is one of the most selfless things a player can do. You are that close to a record that's been standing for 40 years. Yeah, you could debate it. Does it deserve an asterisk or whatever? It doesn't matter, right? He would still have that record with an asterisk, whatever, how you want to look at it. He gave up, potentially may never do it again, age 27. He'll be 28 next year, right? He gave that up for his teammates. He gave that up at a better shot, not even a guaranteed shot, just a better shot so that he can win a Super Bowl. That is insane. That is phenomenal. I just love that. And I just, as a 49ers fan, and you could say Eagles hater, Saquon Barkley, man, seriously, dude, that is insane, man. That is like, oh my God. Like if I was an Eagles fan, I'd be ecstatic. I would just show them. I'd be upset if I was an Eagles fan because I want an Eagles player to be etched in history forever. But like he's thinking about his teammates. He's thinking about the trophy, not the selfish trophy. And that is just, I just cannot give enough of a praise for that. Truly. Like that is so phenomenal, especially for a football player making millions of dollars. We all know how like your ego goes up and how good of a running back he is. How like that is so selfless, right? It's beyond me. It's beyond me. I just want to give his props real quick. Yeah, I agree with you, Brian. I'm not a big fan of him. I hope he brings back the old haircut, Elvis Power. Yeah, right. A little more confidence. Just gain 30 pounds. Pearsall will be fine. Thanks, y'all. Sorry, I'm not a Niner fan, so I think no, you're good, man. Don't worry about it. Wow. I wouldn't be able to control myself if I was Saquon. I want that record badly. I know that's got to be hard, dude. Like you could tell. I watched an interview. You could tell he was kind of like battling with it, but he made the decision. There's only on JJ 49ers chat is Juwan Jennings. Saquon's different, dude. Saquon is different. Brian, don't hate on Jake, man. He's not a 49ers fan, so he doesn't know who Juwan is. As a Niners fan, I hate the Eagles, but applause Barkley thinking about the team. Yeah, that's just crazy, dude. Like, I'm not trying to take away from CMC, but I don't think CMC would even do that. Like, I mean, would CMC do that? Because I think if I remember correctly, CMC could have rested last year, but they wanted to get him the record, the touchdown record or whatever. Like, I think the last game or some shit, and he needed to rest instead. I'd much rather have CMC rested in that game instead, right? But he didn't, and I think it costed him in the playoffs. I think it cost CMC in the playoffs because he was worn out in the playoffs. He was not the same. CMC was not the same player in the playoffs. And I think that week off would have done him miracles. So, yeah. That's okay, Jake. JJ took a Gatorade table once. He's playing good football. Yeah, he's fantastic. Still got 2,000 rushing yards. Yeah, top 8, one of the best. I think he's behind Adrian Peterson, and that's it, right? I could be wrong. Did you hear about Alexander? Yeah, Alexander is gone. I hope that I truly hope that, like, I'm not happy he got hurt, but I hope, Green Bay Packers lose in the wild card. Fingers crossed, y'all. Fingers crossed. I'm very anti-Packers, Cowboys in the playoffs, Eagles in the playoffs. Right now, Minnesota, Lions even right now. I think the only team on the NFC that I can think of that I'll be going for is either whoever wins the NFC South, which is probably the Bucs. It's probably the only team in the NFC I'm going to be going for. Outside of that, Bills, Cincy, or Broncos. That's about it. Ravens. I don't mind Ravens. Why not? Yeah, it's a knee problem too. It was like 4 additional plays in one game didn't affect him in the playoffs. I thought it was like 4 additional plays in one game didn't affect him in the playoffs. I disagree. I think it affected him. Strawberry in the house. Were you here earlier? Oh, you were here. Oh, you just got. Did you just get here? You just got here. I think it affected him in the playoffs. I think it did. He was not the same. I didn't think he was the same in the playoffs. I thought he was slower. Giants fans right now are having the worst time ever right now with Barkley doing better. I know. How is that GM not fired, dude? How is he not fired right now? Like, I do not understand that part. That I don't understand, how the GM for the Giants is not fired. Like, you sat there in front of the owner. We all saw it, right? I'm going to have a hard time sleeping if he goes to one of our rivals. Not only did he do that, he is literally doing insane shit with your rival. How does he still have a job, dude? I do not understand that. Mara, I understand Mara from what I remember. He's not very Mara is not a firing guy, right? He kept Tom Coughlin a little bit too longer than he should have. He's kept a couple GMs longer than he should have. But, like, Joe Shine, that's a fireable offense, dude. You made a gamble going Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley, and it was a complete loss. That's crazy. His users all year, but not that one game. Think of the means. Wolf. Also, I know who Jennings is, but I forgot about it. You're good, man. Raiders beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl. I hope they lose. That's a long time ago. I don't know too much animosity against them. Let me check. Hold on. 49ers 2023 season. Let's check. Let's see how many reps he got. Last game of the season. December 3rd, December 10th. It was against the Rams. Oh, we did rest CMC in the last game. You're right, Strawberry. I'm wrong there. CMC got no reps in that last game. That was when we guaranteed a spot. So I'm wrong about that criticism. So I guess I got to take that back. Christian McCaffrey had 14 carries in the game prior with Washington. 14 carries, and then had 4 receptions in the Washington game. But in the playoffs, though, he was not the same. I was wrong about that part where he should have rested. So apparently he didn't play. So I was wrong. I take it back. I was wrong. But I don't know about you, but I did not think he was the same in the playoffs. In the playoffs, he was a different guy. I don't know. Just wasn't the same. And in the Super Bowl, he definitely wasn't the same. Let's stop this weekend. Tamara Key, Jimmy G, Dobson was, definitely smart though. Smart. I think of the memes, knee surgery, waiting for the cap to comment. The TD streak was from week 10. Yeah. I think you can criticize his usage all year. That's what a lot of people did. And that's usually what contributed to what he did in the playoffs. But again, but he still wasn't playing that good in the playoffs though. Right. And you did need to, some people were saying that you used him way too much. But the whole point is, like, if you're playing a hot hand, if you have a hot hand, that was Kyle Shanahan's whole philosophy. Clearly, that wasn't the case this year because he got away from Mason and tried forcing CMC and that whole issue. after the bye, which is crazy. But last year, I wasn't. I know I just said in the playoffs he wasn't the same, but at the same time, I wasn't entirely on board with like play Mason more. Maybe play Mitchell more at the time, probably been better. But a lot of people were like trying to get Mason in there, but maybe play Mitchell a little bit more. But I kind of liked CMC's usage almost. And that was my downfall because obviously he did not work. He did do very well in the playoffs. Also, next season, we didn't split the next three Rams. I only thought about it because you did the low taper fade thing on Monday. Low taper fade. I feel he was fine, except Super Bowl, but that's my opinion. Juan, I feel you 100%. 100%. I feel you. Hold on. Green Bay Packers. Christian McCaffrey had 17 yards, 98 carries. Christian McCaffrey had against the Green Bay Packers. I didn't think he was very good against in the Green Bay Packers game. 17 carries, 98 yards. He had a pretty good average, but I don't think he was playing very good to his standards. 7 catches for 30 yards, but he had 5.8 carrying average, but I don't think he was playing that good. NFC Championship. It looks like these stats back you up a lot more than it backs me up. I'll tell you that much. But against the Lions, he slowed down. 20 carries, 90 yards, 4.5 yards a carry. That's when he got shut down. 4 catches, 42 yards in the Lions game. So he slowed down from the Lions to the Super Bowl because in the Super Bowl he wasn't very good. Yeah, in the Super Bowl he had 22 carries, 80 yards, 3.6 yards a carry. 8 catches. He was good in the passing game. 8 catches, 80 yards, 10 yards a carry, a touchdown. But he had that fumble. Didn't look very good in the run game. And then against the Lions, he kind of slowed down. But in the Green Bay Packers, he was actually pretty good. So you're right about that. In the Packers, he was really good. But then the Lions, he started slowing down. And then the Super Bowl, he completely slowed down. I think good staff for Puka and Cup. Yeah, I know, but I don't think the Rams are going to do very good. I don't think the Rams are going to go very far. They're barely scoring these days. It's like they put all their effort, all their magic into the Lions game that one time. Where was it Lions? No, it was the Bills game. They put all their effort, everything they got into that Bills game, and they won like 44-42 or some shit. And ever since then, they've just been dragging ass. They have been dragging ass. In that Green Bay game, he had like a 40-yard run. They didn't run a whole lot versus the Packers. That's true. We were down like what, 24? It was like 17-7 or some shit, 24-7 or something like that. No, it was like 17-7. True, but the Lambs still love to bring that up. I forgot which player it was too, but a Lambs player even said that they were the big bros now. Like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, they're gonna talk shit, dude. They're gonna talk shit. People are going to take advantage of this fluke-ass season, right? People are going to take advantage of this entire season and talk shit about the 49ers. They're going to say this, they're going to say that. But, like, just wait until next year when everything kind of comes back together. We're way more cohesive. We're way more there's way more consistency. There's less injuries, more rest, etc. Let them talk their shit, man. Let them talk their shit. They're just taking advantage of the situation. And we're going to come back even harder next year. That's what's going to happen. Juan, that would be a chump marketing pro. Rams first-round exit going to be glorious to see. Yeah, the furthest I see that team going, the Rams is divisional. I don't see them going to the NFC Championship. I would actually be shocked. And usually, I'm honest, even if they're like rivals and shit, usually I'm pretty honest about this stuff. I truly don't see them getting past divisional. They may beat the wild card, but they're just dragging ass towards the end. Like, they're barely winning these games with like 13 points. And shit, it's crazy. I'm talking about the divisional round game with the game-winning touchdown. Yeah, he had Strawberry even said apparently they weren't running the game that much, but according to the stats, he had pretty good stats. But if he had a 40-yard run one time, that probably would have boosted his stats a little bit. He slowed down in the Lions game. He slowed down in the Super Bowl. Kyle Williams said, yeah, that sounds about right. Every Jordan Rams lose. They were down 21-17 before. I think they were – you're talking about before that big run. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people were saying that CMC just wasn't the same in that season because of his usage, right? That's the big thing was his usage throughout the year. right? At the time, I wasn't against it, right? I was like, we should have done this. Like, he's the hot hand. He's doing well. He's winning us games. He's doing fantastic. Don't slow him down. But towards in the playoffs, you started to see something. You're thinking to yourself, maybe you should have played Elijah Mitchell just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. It's not like Elijah Mitchell's a bum, right? He deserves some reps, you know? But yeah, it is what it is now, right? And this year, you know, if your whole philosophy was hot hand, use the hot hand, that's fine. I'm all for it. If that's your philosophy, whatever, it works, right? But this year, you did not do that. You say that the hot hand is your philosophy, right? And on who you play. You did not do that this year, Kyle. You did not do that. Mason was your hot hand, and you did not do that. You force-fed CMC coming off a bilateral Achilles tear. You started to see him a little bit in the Bills game, but as you saw, he tore his PCL in his knee. So, and you could argue having to push through that bilateral Achilles tendonitis caused that injury because you're putting your legs through overdrive, right? And force feeding this guy was not the way to go this year. Last year, you could almost make the argument, fine, that's your philosophy, hot hand, whatever. But you did not do that this year. And that is the criticism. You completely contradicted yourself in everything you said last year about CMC. So it's just, yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't like that. Wolfie, I agree, Wolfie. And the media keeps glazing the Rams in these awful wins. Yeah, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see if they got what it takes. If they go to the Super Bowl, that would be a shocker. If they go to the NFC Championship, that would be a shocker for real. The game we drive was after the big run. Who wins the big game with the Lions and the Vikings this weekend? I got the Vikings. Vikings are gonna win that game. They're gonna win it. They're going to win. I'm so confident in that. I don't bet. Betting's not my thing. But if I was a betting man, I would bet on the Vikings so confidently. The Vikings got their defense is pretty much set unless some sort of crucial injury happens. Their defense is set. Offense is set. Special teams is set. Their coaches are fantastic. While the Lions have injury galore with their defense. Their defense is atrocious. Okay. I know their offense is fantastic. But the Minnesota Vikings defense is not something – is better than the 49ers defense this year. It's better than a lot of defenses this year. And I just don't see it. I'm super confident in the Vikings winning. It's happening. The game-winning drive was after the big run. Who wins this big game this weekend? Peace out, Brian! Sean McVay's already fucking – I don't think he's overrated. I actually think he's a really good head coach. I know you don't like because of Rams and stuff. I see that, but – I actually like Sean McVay. I don't think he's that bad. Don't think Darnold is better than Goff, though. I don't think so either. But, I mean, like you've said 1,000 times that, it's a team sport, right? And when you got the arsenal on all three phases, you're just going to do it. Sprain, not tear, was an impact injury. They should have limited his touches, but it wasn't a wear and tear injury. Didn't he? The sprain is a tear. It's a small tear in the leg. Take care. Peace out. But yes, it was not a complete tear of his PCL, of course. It wasn't a complete tear. No. All right. I'm going to bounce. Got to get out of here. Hour and 23 minutes. I actually planned this to be like a 30-minute, 45-minute conversation. So, hey, guess what? We defied expectations. Let's go, baby. All right. Thank you to everyone who has joined this live. I appreciate you so much. Papa J, greatest mod a fucking channel could ask for, man. Just good company. Strawberry, man. Phenomenal, bro. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, brother. Juan, appreciate you too, man. You're excellent. Jake, appreciate you. 49 Brian, peace out. I think you already took off. Karen, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. There was somebody else. KK917B. That sounds like a droid, not gonna lie to you. Appreciate you so much for supporting the channel. Terra Dome. Go check out Terra Dome, guys. If you guys like 49ers content, go check him out, man. He's got like the flashing lights and everything. That's fantastic. Rachel, appreciate you joining the live, man, supporting it. There was a couple other people in here too. That moving up. Steve-O, Snoochie Boochies. That's funny. Karen, I think I said Karen, but Karen, and then there was Salvador. Appreciate you as well. King Mufasa, always clutch coming in with the comments. I appreciate you. Filthy Casual, as always, thank you so much. Cappers Capping Cap, thank you so much for supporting the live, man, being here from the start. Appreciate you. And that is everyone. Thank you to everybody who watches this live later. Sub if you haven't subbed already. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to make this channel into something serious, into something real. And as I always say, this channel is nothing without you. This dream of being a career one day, of just being a 49ers content creator, NFL content creator, just talking ball with you guys is a dream. And it is nothing without you. I have 3,600 subscribers, way more than I ever thought I'd have. And you guys make that what it is. Seriously, it's a fever dream. Like, it's just so unbelievable, man. It's surreal at times when I think about it. It's surreal. We're growing. We're getting there. And I appreciate you guys. Like the live. You like it? It helps put the videos out, not just this one, but the rest of the videos as well. Just like the live, support your boy, and it helps me out big time. It makes my 49ers heart grow from here to here. All love, fam. I'll see you next live, baby. Bang, bang, not a gang. Bang, bang, not a gang.